Hey there, my name's Tracy from Randomness of Rudy, and in this video we're going to talk about Virgo the Virgin in a relationship with Gemini the twins. This is a part of my YouTube series, The Virgo Experience, where I take a look at Virgo in a relationship with each sign of the zodiac. And so if you haven't seen the first video I did where I go a bit more in depth on what it's actually like to date a Virgo, please go back and check that out. Virgo and Gemini is a tough match, okay? But this is a match that tends to happen more often than not. And really, it's because both signs are ruled by the planet Mercury. Mercury in astrology is an energy that governs communication. This is an energy that really kind of describes how we communicate with one another, how we absorb information, how we analyze information, how we process information. It is an information-seeking energy. Gemini is an information-seeking sign. Virgo is an analyzing, logical, rational energy. And so that is definitely something that will draw the two of you together in the beginning. There is this mental rapport, a mental connection between you that really kind of binds you in a way that can be somewhat sudden and unexpected. Both signs really require a sense of mental connection. They require a partner who is intellectually stimulating and is able to keep up with them in terms of mental pursuits. And so that is definitely the primary function of your relationship. It's definitely the main energy or the primary energy between you that attracts you both, okay? But your signs are still very different. And this really boils down to your elements. Virgo is an earth sign, Gemini is an air sign, and so this plays into how you approach life. Your wavelengths are totally different. And as far as the disagreements between you, while they will be quite lively, as far as the mental bashing that goes back and forth, and that mental stimulation could be what leads you to make up, the biggest complaints that you both will have, Virgo will be somewhat frustrated by Gemini's indecision. Gemini is a fickle energy. Gemini is kind of all over the place and not the most grounded. Meanwhile, Virgo can sometimes be somewhat of a stick in the mud. And that is because Virgo is an earth sign and so is very practical and is very steady, where Gemini as this air sign lives in the realm of ideas and doesn't necessarily do a good job at applying those ideas to the real world, all right? And so this is where you two will definitely butt heads. And when it comes to your disagreements, it will have to do with your natures in the sense that Gemini is more ideological, whereas Virgo is much more earthy and practical, okay? As far as sexual compatibility, this can be hit or miss in the sense that your rhythms are different. And so if you can find and meet each other halfway, then it can be a satisfying match, sexually speaking. Gemini is very... I don't even know where to begin. Gemini is kind of all over the place when it comes to sexual compatibility. And Gemini likes the idea of role plays, for example. Gemini likes, a little verbal spars or sparring in the bedroom. Gemini likes the mental connection that comes with lovemaking. And Virgo is fine with it, but Virgo is an earth sign. And so Virgo prefers, bodily pleasures, physical intimacy, whereas Gemini may be, too caught up in his or her thoughts to actually be present in the moment during lovemaking. And so this is definitely something that you will also have to be mindful of. And if you can kind of, reach a compromise and do a better job at understanding your rhythm sexually speaking, it can be a satisfying match for you both, okay? But it really is going to take some getting used to, some understanding. Gemini is going to have to be aware of the fact that Virgo likes the physical pleasure, the physical intimacy, whereas Virgo is probably going to have to deal with the fact that in order to get Gemini to relax and be physically present, he or she is going to have to stimulate Gemini's mind first. All right, that's the trick. That's the key. So like I said, it's a tough match. Initially, there is a mental draw between you. There is a mental connection between you that you will just love about one another, honestly. And it could be why you Virgo and Geminis tend to make really good friends. However, when it gets to the nuts and bolts of an actual relationship, adjusting your behaviors, adjusting your mindset, adjusting how you operate, and understanding how the other operates is really going to be necessary in order for this relationship to go the distance. If you want more information, feel free to visit my website at randomnessofrudy.com. And until next time, good luck.